The biggest revealer of a person, I would also say the biggest betrayer of a person, is the tongue, the words that proceed from the tongue. The Bible talks about how the tongue is a little instrument, but it causes a lot of havoc. It talks about how the tongue, as little as it is, directs the course of a man's life. My pastor will always say, your mouth is given to you not just to eat meat pie and ice cream, but to chart the course of your life. Did you know that until a person speaks, you may not know who they really are? But once they open their mouth and begin to talk, you can easily place them. You can know the character of their being. You will know who they are. You will know what's going on in their mind. You will know their mindset, their reasoning, their perspective. All of it is revealed through words. Your words reveal your person. And so, what should we do to tame this instrument called the tongue? There's a scripture I like a lot. That scripture says, even a foolish man, if he keeps quiet, I'm paraphrasing of course, if he keeps quiet, will be termed wise. And in real life, I've experienced that. One particular time in my life, I had this friend. I actually started being kind of like attracted to him because he was always just so cool. He would just be calm. He would sit down. Everybody else would be talking. He would say a few words. And he just had a way of carrying himself very nicely. He had a good composure. That's the word. Composed himself well. So he spoke very little. But that was because he didn't really have the words to say. You wouldn't even know that he didn't know what to say because he didn't really say anything. But of course, with time, I found that, well, he was a cool guy, no doubt, but he didn't know so many things, and that's why he didn't say a lot. So he came across as wise. So here's what I want to say today. What are you letting your tongue reveal about yourself? I learned something from my pastor that I have added to my power bank. By the way, Engratia I also learned from my pastor and I added it to my power bank. He always says, place a premium on words. That's one of the statements in my power bank. Place a premium on words. And I prayed this prayer for quite a while. I always said, Lord, let my words minister grace to the hearer. Let my words minister grace to the hearer. I want my words to be words that would heal, not hurt. Words that will uplift. Words that will build, repair. And God really does answer prayers, because I remember one time, I don't know what happened at home, and I said something. Do you know who corrected me? My siblings, in fact, my youngest sister. She said, that doesn't sound like you. Those words are not yours. You know why? Because they know the character of my words. Some words don't just proceed from these lips. And just before they proceed, there's always a check. That's the thing. There's always a check. But most of the time, I'm just going to say it anyway. I want to say it. This is how I feel. I must say it. There's always a check. Especially if you're used to processing the words before you let it out of your mouth. Whether it's a joke or it's something offhanded, something meaningless, that doesn't really matter. There's always a check. So here's the thing. When we show up in the world, on any level, what introduces us, what announces us, after, of course, we appear looking all glam, glitz, put together, the next thing that helps the person that we are interacting with place us is what proceeds from our mouth. Oh yes, it's what proceeds from our mouth. Your words will always locate you, always. And as someone who has lived up to the point where you have lived, if you're, like I said, a midlifer, this is not the time to play around with words. This is not the time to let your tongue just run amok and behave as it likes. You must tame. If there's one work you should do, is to tame this tongue. Of course, it's always easier said than done, and we fall short. Falling short is not a problem. It's what is characteristic of your words. That's what we're looking at. It's not the one time you fell short. What do you say constantly? What do you say to yourself? What do you say to others? What do you blab out in public? Are your words seasoned? I love that scripture as well. Seasoned with salt. Are your words seasoned? Do they settle when they come out? So, like I said, that podcast really stirred a lot of things. So it was easy for this person to sit down and talk and talk. And in the process of talking, you could see the character of his personality. You could see his character. Even though that wasn't the intention. The intention was to talk, to reveal the other person's character. But while at it, oh dear Lord, he just showed us his whole self, who exactly he is. Well, it wasn't just me, because the days following, you could see different reactions. So you just opened yourself up and showed the real person that you are, because you opened your mouth and spoke. I watched a movie a while back, and there's this guy that's had issues. He actually had issues, but he would just go to the restaurant, eat, go, and everything. And the waitress that he was kind of like hitting on, was he hitting on her? He came across like he was showing some interest, and something happened between them. And she said to him, she's been seeing him here, and she thought he was all right. But there's something she said that has stuck with me since then. She said, but then you spoke. But then you spoke. Because you spoke, I could see who you really are. The true person behind the facade, behind the finely curated front. You spoke, and your words just placed you. Like I said, on this channel, we do the internal work. That one that people may not pay attention to, that's the one we pay attention to in this channel. We do the internal work. Did I even welcome us today? Oh dear Lord. Welcome. Welcome. On this channel, we study, we discuss, and we add knowledge so that we may know more and be more. And if this is your first time here, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you, and we ask that you stick around. And as you stick around, you'll learn that your words are important. The character of your personality is revealed in your words, through your words. Place a premium on words. That's the only thing I want you to take home today. Place a premium on words. The one who is quick to bash somebody else, that is revelation of who they are. The one who is quick to demean, belittle with their words, that's a revelation. That's his revealing of who they are. Even if they do it to themselves, it's also revealing of who they are. If you do not know where to start with yourself. Choose your words. There's a scripture I'm trying to remember. How that words that are spoken well are like gold apples on, oh my God, I don't know how I remember. I'll put it on the screen. Beautiful scriptures. And look throughout the scriptures. Words, 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 words. Jesus was a master communicator. He spoke words. He ministered grace. Words seasoned with salt. Choose to make your words count. Choose to use your words to build, to encourage. That's the word I was looking for. To encourage, to inspire, to uplift. Don't be the one whose words tears down, destroys. Not even to yourself. Don't use your words to bring yourself down. Use your words to build your life. Let your tongue be wholesome. Wholesome. These videos are coming across as instructions, I think. But like I said, I watched that podcast and I couldn't help but come here and make these videos. It's seeming like a series now, but it stemmed from that. How deeply I was moved seeing that tell all. That was, in my opinion, unnecessary. I think our next discussion should be about when you should go to a podcast. Yes, but we'll end this video for now. Please share this video with someone that might find it useful. I hope you learned a thing or two. Let's continue this discussion same time next time. So till then, adios.